Hi guys, welcome to Travel with Austin. I'm Austin. Today I'm here in Lockville, Ohio, and we are at the historic Lockville Canal Park, and we're going to be taking a look at the historic locks here and the historic bridge. So we are going to be starting off with lucky lock number 13, which is the farthest end of the park that you can currently go to. They do say on their website that if you were to continue that way some distance, they don't say exactly how much, there is locks 14 through 17. Unfortunately, they are all on private land, and there are houses and stuff in between there, so it's not like you could just walk through the woods to get to them. Now, lock number 13, also known as a Rose Lock, in my opinion, is the best preserved lock here. It is in the best condition, and actually still even has the stone on it that says when it was built and who it was built by. And it's very interesting because according to the park's website, most of the locks were built between 1820 and 1830. However, lock 13 was built in July of 1862 by the lessees of the Public Works, then Samuel Doyle Contractors, Liberty Stonemason, or sorry, N. Ellerby Stonemason, and H.E. Button, I think, Foreman. So that is really cool that it's still there, but also means that this lock is a lot newer than the park website says. I'm not sure if this was just a later addition, or maybe it was rebuilt for some reason, but in my opinion, it is the best example of a canal lock here, and probably one of the best preserved around, at least this general area. Now, this one is very close to people's houses. You are pretty much right in their backyard, but it is still part of the park. But it is a bit of a hike compared to the other two. So let's go ahead and take a look from this end down here. And here we are from this end. Just absolutely beautiful, well maintained. Now we are going to head all the way over there to lock number 12. We are now over here at lock number 12. This lock is known as tenant lock and also sometimes as tennis lock. Now, it is also the complete opposite of lock number 13, where it is the worst preserved lock here. And that is due to the fact that a lot of it has fallen in. So let's go ahead and take a look here. So you can see over there where the walls have fallen in, and now even some of the concrete looks like it might fall in. You also might be able to tell that that wall there is bulging out a bit. And if we get closer here, maybe really hard to see because it is kind of overgrown, but there are areas down there where you can see where parts of the lock have fallen in on itself. So unfortunately, this lock is not as in good of condition as lock number 13, and is the least well-preserved lock here. So let's go ahead and just take a look at it from this end. There you are. So as I said, these locks operated until the early 1900s. According to the parks, around 1911 is when they stopped really being used because, of course, they were replaced with the railroad, which was a lot more efficient than the lock canal system. Now, when they were in operation, on this land near what is now the parking lot is where the lock tenders lived. And the lock tenders were hired by the state and basically would oversee the operations of the locks and make minor repairs. Now, they were given $20 a month and a small house. According to the park information board, the house was only 18 by 24 feet. And one of the lock tenders here actually raised 7 children in one of those houses. And they did, of course, have to work all the time since they were always here. But I think a lot of us would probably kill for free rent this day and age. So now we are coming up to Hartman Bridge number 2. Now this is a queen post truss style covered bridge spanning 50 feet. Originally built in 1888, it was spanning Raccoon Creek on Wheeling Road. Unfortunately, I have no idea where that is, but in 1967, the bridge was located here, and of course, was added to the park, crossing what remained of the canal. Now, quite a few years back, this was covered in graffiti and had some pieces missing, but they did take it upon themselves to repair it and repaint the bridge. Now, the thing you will notice is, of course, the wood carvings that are still in the wall. This one says it's from 1998. So this is just kind of like a little extra bonus when you come here. Now, funny enough, you don't actually have to cross the bridge at all because, as you can tell, there is no water in the canal area and you could just walk between it. But it's still a nice thing to see. Now finally, we are coming along to our last lock, and that is lock number 11. Now, from what I've seen online, this has been nicknamed the Grist Lock, and that's because somewhere around this general area right here, very close, is where the grist mill would have been. And they just named it the Grist Lock or the Grist Mill Lock after what was closest to it. Now, interestingly enough, there also used to be a bridge here so that you could cross over the canal, and it was called the Change Bridge. Now, I'm not sure if that meant it was a toll bridge or not, since, you know, sometimes they did like to be literal with their names. And this lock is in excellent condition, but it does still flood. So, if you can see down here, we do, of course, have some water in it right now, and it is very muddy inside. But we can take a nice look from the top. So here we are, lock number 11, the last lock on our tour, and the first lock you will see when arriving to the Lockville Park. This is definitely a really cool piece of history to check out if you live in the area. So many different locks here to check out. Nice, well-preserved history, and generally, most times, the park isn't that busy. So you can enjoy a stroll through nature and history without worrying about a ton of people being here. So that is all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this video and this look at the historic locks. And hey, if you did, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe. It really helps me out a lot. And I will see you guys next time with a brand new video. Thanks for watching.